If you're watching this video, then you are probably in the same situation that I was in a few days ago, where you're trying to figure out how you're going to batch export in Premiere a whole lot of clips as individual clips with color grading, effects, the whole 9 yards. Well, I'm here to tell you, you've found the right video, and I'm going to be back to explain it in just a few seconds. So just to wrap up this whole story, make it a little bit easier to understand, I was actually hired about a week ago to shoot an event. Now, they just wanted me to shoot the event and then, give them the footage afterwards. But they said, hey, if you can, go ahead and color correct the footage and, and then just trim the fat, And by trimming the fat, they mean by, get rid of all the rubbish in between and just give them the meat of the clip, the money shot. So I said, sure, not a problem, right? No big deal. Well, as I soon find out, about 460 clips later, I'm sitting at my desktop thinking, I'm gonna be here for a very long time. So I said, you know what? I don't understand why I can't batch export like I do in photography and in Lightroom. So anyway, I did some research and I found 2 solutions to the problem. Now, the solution number 1, there's a caveat to it. Now, it will export the clips individually, which is what I wanted, but the problem is it doesn't export the clips with any effects. And that's not what I needed. I needed the effects applied. So even though solution 1 didn't work, it is very useful, and the only thing I can think of would be if you needed to change the codec or the format of these clips to export them to a client or some other team member. So let's go ahead and get started in Premiere, and let's take a look at what we've got. So on this side right here, I have already imported 6 clips. So the first thing you want to do is go in here and select all of your clips, and we're going to dump them right into the timeline just like that. Now, here's where the caveat comes into play. For solution number 1, normally we'd want to go ahead and color correct and trim the fat on these clips, but solution number 1 does not allow us to do that. It will export them individual clips, but it will not allow me to add the effects. That's the only downside to that. And then since we can't really do any effects or trimming, we really don't even need to bother with that. So we could just leave it as is, and then we would select all of these clips and then go up to File right here, go all the way down to Project Manager, and make sure, first off, that we are in the right sequence. Now, since we only have 1 sequence opened up, it's kind of a fail-safe, right? But if you had more than 1 sequence, just make sure you're in the right sequence or this whole thing will just go nuts, right? And then when you go into resulting project area right here, 9 times out of 10, it's going to default to this. Just make sure you're in Consolidate and Transcode. Go down to Source and select individual clips. Sometimes it may be defaulted to sequence, but make sure you are selecting individual clips. Format, you can change that into whatever you want. And then go down to preset, you can change whatever codec that you want. After that, you want to go down to your destination path and then click on Browse and select where you want these files to be exported to. So I'm going to go ahead and choose mine to the desktop. I'm going to make a folder and do sample shots 1, be easy to find. Or just sample 1 to be easy enough. Hit choose, and we're good to go. So we have a destination path, we're good to go from there. Over here in options, I don't really mess around with this too much, but include handles is just an option you can add if you want to put frames in front or in the back of your clips, or the beginning or the ending of these clips. I don't need any handles, I'm just gonna leave things the way they are, so we can untick that if it's ticked, which mine is not. So from here, you're done. That's all you have to do. Just go ahead and hit OK, and then wait patiently for this to completely finish exporting. Okay, so we are done with that. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you exactly what we're looking at here. Sample 1 folder on our desktop, transcoded batch export, and there you are. All of our clips, rocking and rolling, individualized, but unfortunately with no effects or any trimming added. So with that being solution number 1, now I want to show you solution number 2. So diving back into Premiere, I'm going to go back and select all of our clips like we did for the first solution, drag them back into our timeline, and then now I'm going to start trimming some of these clips. I'm going to trim up pretty short just so we don't have to wait so long for these things to export. So let's just go ahead and say that these are all the trimmed clips that we want, right? Everything's good to go. Now we need to do a little bit of a color grading because that's what they wanted. They wanted some color grading and some trimming. And I'm just going to use, let's see, let's go just do a little speed look here. I'm going to select all these clips so I can apply one to all. And there you go. It looks terrible, I know, but for the safety sake of this tutorial, this is just something quick. So now that we've gotten all of these done, right? We've trimmed, we've got the color grade, we're ready to export. This is where it gets fun. So we're going to select all of these clips just like we did in Solution 2, but instead of going up to File and then Project Manager, we're just going to right-click on the clip, scroll down till we see Render and Replace, and then we get a smaller menu. Now, before, we were choosing individualized clips, right? Or individual clips. Here, you want to choose Sequence. Then once again, choose your format, and then choose your preset or codec. And then also, in Destination, we want to make it exporting folder. So let's go to Desktop. I'm going to just make a new folder and do Sample 2. Create, select, we're good to go there. Now the fun part and the most key thing is this area right in here. We can include handles if we want to include handles, just like before, but this is where you want to make sure you tick. Include video effects. That is the key. So make sure that's ticked, then click OK, and sit back and be patient. And just like that, we are done. Now, let's go take a look at what we've got. Sample folder number 2. There are all of our clips, color graded, trimmed, ready to rock and roll, send to our client so we can go get hired again and do some more work. Fabuloso. And with that being said, that is going to be it. I'm going to wrap it up for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video and that it has helped you out, maybe even saved your bacon. I don't know. If you like this video, give it a like or a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Hit the thumbs down. If you want to see more content, well, maybe subscribe. I don't know, maybe subscribe, hit the bell, you find out when I post again. But either way, I hope you stay healthy, hope you stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you when I come back.